This is the second generation of the Porsche Panamera, the German sports car maker's luxury saloon. Well, Porsche refers to it as a saloon, but strictly speaking, it's a 5-door coupe with a hatchback to access the boot. All new from the ground up, it now offers an even more rounded blend of high-performance driver enjoyment and luxury saloon comfort, enhanced by a sophisticated array of cutting-edge onboard and chassis technology. Porsche has even improved the way it looks, though still not a classic beauty. The second-generation Panamera's styling is far less heavy-handed than before, especially around the rear, where there is now a more homogeneous resemblance to the trademark Porsche 911 range. It's a difficult car to pigeonhole, meaning its rivals are as diverse as the BMW 6 Series Gran Coupe, the Maserati Quattroporte and Mercedes-Benz CLS. It will also appeal to those who want a luxury car but want to avoid the almost full choice of the Mercedes class. Longer and stronger, the redesign has also made it much roomier on the inside, especially for passengers traveling in the rear, while the new structure is lighter, stronger and more versatile than before, allowing not only for the executive long wheelbase versions, but also a shooting breaker-style estate variant, likely to be called the Panamera Sport Turismo. Performance-focused engine range. The engine lineup closely resembles the original Panameras but with a new range of power plants, again in petrol, diesel and plug-in hybrid choices. At the less expensive end of the range, a turbocharged 3.0-litre V6 turbo petrol engine drives the rear wheels on the Panamera and Panamera 4 models. The 4 will crack the 062 mph time in 5.3 seconds, so it's no slouch. Both the 4S and the 4S diesel 4-wheel drive have twin-turbo motors, a 2.9-litre V6 with 440 horsepower for the petrol and a 4.0-litre V8 for the diesel, producing 422 horsepower. The same 2.9-litre engine features in the hybrid versions, although the electrical assistance sees power rise to 462 horsepower. Porsche claims up to 31 miles of electrically driving with an official fuel efficiency of 113.0 miles per gallon. Crowning the range is the turbo. Its 4.0-litre engine musters 550 horsepower, enough for a 190 miles per hour top speed. All Panameras have an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission, under Porsche's no familiar PDK branding. There's no manual option. More of the latest technology. New technology for the latest Panamera includes a driver assistance system called InnoDrive, a much improved multimedia system, and a 3-chambered rear suspension package for even better ride quality. Plus, there is rear-wheel steering for greater agility and stability, and a more efficient electromechanical active anti-roll stabilization in place of the previous hydraulic setup. They are also completely integrated into a new system called Porsche 4D Chassis Control that comes as standard. Porsche 4D Chassis Control coordinates all of the driving tech into one holistic package, giving the Panamera remarkably fleet-footed responses, especially for a car that is over 5 meters long. Porsche Panamera Saloon Model History, June 2016, second-generation Panamera, available to order in 4S. 4S diesel and turbo guises, with first deliveries in November. All of the initial range feature 4-wheel drive and 8-speed PDK automatic gearboxes. September 2016, more efficient 4 hybrid plug-in available to order, with first deliveries expected in spring 2017. November 2016, deliveries for all begin in spring 2017. If it's performance you want, you've come to the right place because the Porsche Panamera has it in spades. Turbocharged V6 petrols, the least expensive Panamera, Panamera 4 and 4 Executive feature a 3.0-litre V6 petrol engine with a turbo, producing 330 horsepower and 450 Nm of torque from a very low 1,340 revolutions per minute all the way through to 4,900 revolutions per minute, which means it performs with impressive flexibility. Like all Panameras, it's fitted solely with an 8-speed dual-clutch PDK automatic. In rear-wheel drive form it'll reach 164 miles per hour, but both four-wheel drive versions are slightly slower at 162 miles per hour. Acceleration times vary, with the entry-level Panamera posting a 5.5 second 062 miles per hour time, compared with 5.3 seconds for the Panamera 4 and 5.4 for the 4 Executive. While it's amply quick, many will want more, which is where the 2.9-litre twin-turbo 4S and 4S Executive come to the fore. Power's ramped up to 440 horsepower, with peak torque of 550 Nm on song from 1,750 revolutions per minute and 5,500 revolutions per minute, meaning it's no slouch. The 062 miles per hour blast takes 4.2 seconds, 4.3 for the long wheelbase Executive, and top speed is 179 miles per hour. The lower weight of the smaller 6-cylinder engine in the front also helps it to feel lighter on its feet, particularly in the corners. Mighty V8 diesel, the 4S models are hardly shy in performance terms, but with the diesel version you at least get some sensible fuel efficiency thrown in, although you're unlikely to see the official claim of 42.2 miles per gallon, impressive from a 4.0-litre V8. There's a monstrous 850 Nm of torque to go with its 422 horsepower, and thanks to sequential turbocharging, meaning it uses a smaller turbo at first to provide a fast response, changing over to a bigger turbo as engine speed increases. Peak torque arrives at a super low 1,000 revolutions per minute, which means you barely need to accelerate beyond idling to get the most from the 8-cylinder engine. Surging from 062 miles per hour takes as little as 4.3 seconds, and top speed is 177 miles per hour, making this the fastest diesel saloon on sale. It makes a charismatic noise, too. And given the additional fuel economy that diesel fuel provides, this version of the Panamera is perhaps the best all-rounder of the range. It's also expected to be the best seller. Plug-in hybrid for low CO2 emissions, headline figures of 113 miles per gallon and CO2 emissions of 56 GkM will grab the attention of company car drivers fortunate enough to have the Panamera hybrid on their employer's choice list. Porsche claims that the plug-in Panamera can provide up to 31 miles of electrically driving range, but this will require the most careful of driving. This may be difficult when it's got 462 horsepower and 700 Nm of torque on tap from 1,100 revolutions per minute. That's enough for a 3.1 second 062 miles per hour time, 3.2 for the Executive, and a 172 miles per hour top speed. Not quite Tesla Model S levels of acceleration, but the Panamera is more fun to drive. Flagship Panamera Turbo, the headline act is the 550 horsepower turbo. This is 770 Nm of torque, can do 062 miles per hour in as little as 3.6 seconds. The Executive's 0.1 seconds slower, reaches a top speed of 190 miles per hour and has lapped the famous German Nürburgring fast enough to set a new record for saloon cars. It still weighs 1,995 kilograms, but you'd be hard-pressed to tell as even the merest hint of intent to misbehave sees it rocketing up the road, overtaking is a blink-and-you'll-miss-it affair, but all the while this massive car remains indefatigably composed. Oh, and the noise from that 4.0-litre V8 is rather bewitching, too. Sport Chrono Package. All versions of the Panamera are available with the Porsche Sports Chrono Package, which adds a circular driving mode selector to the steering wheel, giving you a choice of normal, sport, sport plus and individual settings. In the middle of the selector there's also a sport response button, which you can press to instantly prime the car for 20 seconds of maximum performance in any given situation. This works very well. With engines this powerful, it's no wonder that Porsche has fitted four-wheel drive as standard to most Panameras, save for the entry-level model, as it helps maintain traction. You can ever so occasionally detect how much it's struggling to do this, especially in the 4S diesel, but it never becomes a significant issue. Similarly, the 8-speed transmission does occasionally feel a touch abrupt, but otherwise does a good job of managing so many ratios. Paddle shifters on the steering wheel allow you to take control on demand. The Panamera's fastest acceleration times are recorded with the optional Sport Chrono package, using the Sport Plus driving mode, which includes launch control. Non-Sport Plus acceleration times are 0.2 of a second slower.